spiritual world, okay? Spiritual world, a media platform, put the headlines, stripper at a Christian men's conference. And Mark Driscoll's calling this stripper out. And then we say, hold on. Let me do a little bit more digging, like you're supposed to do. Because when you get in the word, ain't you supposed to dig?
Tastemakers.
Class. We do more than make a living, we make a life. When everything is dark, we are the light. We are the tastemakers, alright? Let tomorrow tell the stories that we make tonight. We do more than make a living.
Night. All right, so there's a men conference going on. I mean, there's a lot going on at this men's conference, right? Monster trucks, Harleys, boxing match, and a pole performer of sorts. Of course,
sword eater.
A sword eater, pole performer, yeah, whatever the case may be.
He's not a pole performer, a sword eater.
Okay, a sword eater. That's hey yo, I mean, I'd probably rather be a pole performer than a sword eater. But anyway, but listen. With all that being said, he's the first one out. Driscoll comes behind, I think the next day or whatever the case may be, and says what he says, saying the spirit of Jezebel has been let in here due to the opening act. And he needed to call it out, and he did, in which the lead pastor at the church, I can't think of his name right off, I can't remember, at the church. Huh?
Lindell? Is it Lindell?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
John something, yeah.
Yeah. So he tells Driscoll, cut. Hey, you're going too far, Mark. You're doing too much. In which Driscoll gets off, proceeds, or whatever the case may be. They eventually come back later, which isn't talked about enough. The fact that apologies did happen. Mark did apologize. Lindell, the head lead pastor, apologized as well. They talked. There was reconciliation, which isn't talked about enough in this scenario. But I want to go ahead and go Goss, Brina, Trish, then myself. Goss, your thoughts about all this? Your man Mark Driscoll, was he in the right? Was he in the wrong? What you got?
I think he was doing what he felt was necessary. He's doing what he felt strongly about, what he felt convicted to do. He's going, he's giving this rebuke based off what he sees as sin. So I think this is it's all about it's sin is subjective to a lot of people. What's wrong to one person is okay to another person. So Driscoll, being the person that he is, he wanted to, after hearing everything and after knowing what was next with him as far as the book he has coming out, it seemed like this would boost his ratings for his book. You know what I'm saying?
Driscoll got a book coming out?
Yeah.
Yo, I didn't know that, bro.
I didn't know that either.
I
didn't know that either.
Makes
Driscoll
all
got
the
a book
sense
coming
to
out?
me.
Yeah, about like Jezebel and the spirit of Jezebel and stuff like that.
Oh, nigga, I did not know that. For real?
Yeah.
Yo, that's funny to me.
Listen.
And he got
said,
and he's been doing he's been doing lives about the spirit of Jezebel for like last week.
That's
so
funny.
Listen, there was somebody that I knew called him a false prophet. I'm not gonna say who, but it was a very respected man in the faith who called him a false prophet. And then I asked, why do you call him a false prophet? He said, because this is what false prophets do. They get in trouble and they hide and then they find a way to come back up and they do something crazy and then they get and they're like that. Like this is the pattern of false prophets.
I did not know there was a book, yet alone a book called The Spirit of Jezebel. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
he is a marketing. John H is correct. He is a marketing genius, and that is what he does.
Listen, all
That
this
is
could have
what
been
he
planned
does.
for all we know. This could be planned.
Listen to me.
You know what I'm saying? Like Driscoll could have been like, "Listen, I'm gonna rebuke this. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna yell at me and act like you didn't know this was gonna happen. Like all that could be planned for all we know."
Lost the value, stupid.
And then you pay off the performer.
Yeah.
Then you pay him to, hey, look, man, I'm gonna come at you, kind of crazy. Thanks, man. And I'm gonna put some dollars in your pocket too.
That's what I'm saying. You never know.
We're gonna market the mess out of this.
You never know.
I don't think the artist is involved actually, because he's posted some stuff.
Oh yeah, I seen that what you posted about it.
Yeah, I don't think he's been talking to Daryl too. Actually, I don't think he's involved in that foolishness.
But nah, yeah. So I mean, Driscoll being Driscoll, man.
But was that your first take? When you got digging though, that's when you found out. That was your first take though.
Nah, my first take was he was out of pocket, but it was only because I saw a clip, but I knew there was more to the context. I knew no church would have a stripper, so I knew it wasn't a stripper. And then, they were telling me, Trisha was telling me that it wasn't a stripper, it was the not pole dancer, it was the sword swallower. My bad. It was a sword swallower.
I so would rather be a pole dancer than a sword swallower. But anyway, hey, yo.
Nah, for sure. I feel you.
Pause and all of the above.
So then after that,
shout out to Rich in the chat.
They all, what's name had the issue, and then the funny part to me was like when Lindell was cutting him off, and then got on the stage and was like, "Me and Mark talked for 30 minutes back there." He didn't say nothing about that. I thought that was wild. That was crazy because like if you're gonna rebuke me in front of thousands of people, and you're just not gonna tell me, and we talk and we kikiing back here and smiling,
bruh,
and I'm thinking everything's cool, and then you come on stage and like go crazy.
Bruh.
That's what I'm thinking. The more I'm thinking about it, this had to be planned. And then you got a book.
Whole marketing situation.
That's what I'm saying. So, but yeah, I think I'm definitely agreeing with the pastor that told me he thinks Driscoll's a false prophet now.
Wow. Whoo, Brina.
Yeah, so just to clarify, he made his statements the day after, or was this all like the same day?
I thought it was the same day, but I'm believing it was actually the day after is when Driscoll made his statements.
Okay.
Because the conference was multiple days, yada, yada, yada.
So my whole thing was like, if it was like a genuine reaction, I could see him reacting in real time, like as it's happening. That would have made more sense to me. But it's like initially when I saw it, it's Mark Driscoll. And in my opinion, he always does too much. But I just kind of feel like I agree with Corey. It does seem very opportunistic on his part, because I just kind of felt like when it happened, like if you really felt that way, why wouldn't you react, instantly? But, he waited to do things the way that he felt was necessary, and there were consequences to that. So I'm just,
Shut up, Charles.
Can't say too much about that man.
Listen, but Risha came in here and yeah. She said the name of the book is New Days, Old Demons. It's been out for a year, but either way, not a fan. And so I'm looking at Driscoll's page, and yeah, that's the book he's pushing right now, and he's attaching it to the Jezebel spirit, boom, 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 or whatever the case may be, because it has to do with Elijah, it seems like, and so of course, therefore, you got the Jezebel connection there or whatever.
Yeah, but the thing also too that because it's like when you know the story, you almost are like telling people don't get caught up because you know it's about to happen type deal. So like I'm seeing this this whole new flock of people commenting on his pictures and being like, yo, Mark, I never knew who you were, but I saw you at this conference. I appreciate that. I'm going to start following you now. But they have no clue about what we know.
Literally.
You know,
literally is what is
they have
happening
no clue
right now.
about Mars Hill at all.
No clue.
It's so many. Please let me go.
Wow.
Please let me go. Please let me go right
It's
now.
so many people, yo.
It is so many. When I tell y'all, it's so many people that are like, yeah, he was on point. He's speaking the truth. You know what I'm saying? That's not enough Christians be calling people out. Da, 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 da. You know what? Let me just say this. Okay. You Black Christians, and I'm a Black Christian, okay? I'm a Black Christian. So I'm including myself in this. Y'all talk so much about being on point scripturally and taking things out of context in the scriptures and making sure that you stay within the context of the script. Like if you're going to take a verse, right, out of the chapter and then just go off that verse and that's it. You're not looking at the context. You're not looking at the location. You're not looking at the people, the culture. Y'all talk about us. Y'all talk about the people when they say stuff like that, right? You Black folks are doing the same thing in this particular situation. Spiritual world, okay? Spiritual world, a media platform, put the headlines, stripper at a Christian men's conference, and Mark Driscoll's calling the stripper out. And then we say, hold on. Let me do a little bit more digging, like you're supposed to do. Because when you get in the word, ain't you supposed to dig?
Listen, man, you don't gotta be theologians out here. You just gotta be good journalists. You feel what I'm saying?
Be a good journalist. Right. But anyway, I digress. I wanna bring it to the way Christians study context. Because y'all are out here loud and wrong. Okay? First of all, the man is not a stripper. Go look at the Stronger Men's Conference. Okay, just do a Google search on Google or go on YouTube and YouTube the daggone Stronger Men's Conference. Okay, you will see that there are big displays, as Quote has already said. There are big displays of like just signs of strength. You know what I'm saying? They got the monster trucks. You got the other circus acts. There were two other men. There were two Black men, matter of fact, who were also on the same show as the man, the sword swallower dude. He is not a male stripper, Peter. He is not. There was two other men who were also.
Clear, Trisha, from what I'm understanding, about 10 years ago, before he gave his life to Christ, and whatever the case may be, he was a male stripper. But again, that's past life. 10 years. That's not what he does now.
That's
not what he does now.
That is not what he does on today. Okay, so let's get that part right.
It's not what he is known for.
Thank you. Okay, so it doesn't matter if he's bare chested.
John H. What if John H is good?
Strong men. Stop it. Stop.
Anyway,
let me get out the comments because y'all gonna mess me up. Anyway, so this is what they do. They put on displays of strength. Like that's what they do. There were other men there with no shirts on doing what they do. They are performers. They are displaying signs of strength. And when they have on clothes to do that, it takes away from what they're doing. It's not about being sexual. It's not about that. Okay, this is a mainly white male conference. This is the context. Okay, usually, and because I've been in white context for a long time. Growing up in school, most white men don't care about being bare-chested. Christians, white Christians. Okay, you again think about the context. Black folk, think about the context. Okay. He was not on the pole dancing. He was not being sexual. He was kind of like pointing to the pole, then pointing to the sword. Like, I'm about to display my thing, do my thing, whatever. Okay? That he did what he did. It was like maybe like 5 minutes, if that. If you could see the full thing on his Instagram or whatever. It wasn't even a long situation. But all that to say, everybody took it out of context and said, oh, because he took his shirt off, he was stripping. It's like, okay, when men take their shirt off at the beach, are they stripping? Like when the basketball players take their shirt off, when they at the basketball situation, are they stripping? Like, come on, y'all. Come on. Think about the context.
Ain't sex, America.
That's
Everything
like, it's just really
sex.
weird. It's just really weird. Weird behavior. He did not swing on the pole like a stripper. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's just look at what's happening, okay? And so anyway, they are I think Driscoll definitely, I didn't even know that part, that he was putting out a book. I didn't even know that. That makes sense to me, that he would make a big deal of this and kind of like, you know, blow it up. And then all the black people just running with the headline. Nobody did no background checks. Nobody did nothing. They just said, oh my, why is a stripper at the church? First of all, it wasn't at the church. It was at an arena. Okay. So that's that part. You know what I'm saying? You got all these other things happening at the arena as well. Nobody said anything about it. And then Driscoll apologized the next day. Where's that headline? Where's that video? Where's that video? He apologized.
I seen that video. He apologized.
He apologized because he was wrong as 2 left feet. But nobody's saying anything about that. All y'all worried about is that man took his shirt off. And stop this. I need y'all to stop. I need y'all to stop.
Yeah.
I need y'all to put your thinking caps on and think. That's it. I'm done.
Yeah, I mean,
and the next time, wait, hold on. And if I see somebody take their shirt off, a Christian take their shirt off, and y'all got something to say about it, talking about he a stripper, I'm coming for y'all neck, because that's dumb. It's just dumb.
Yeah,
sorry.
It
really made me mad because people not thinking.
It's over sexualized for real. Yeah. So I mean, this dude's been on America's Got Talent. He literally tours the world.
And he's a believer. And he's a believer.
And he's a Christian.
He's a Christian. I'm sorry.
And he's a Christian. That's a good point too. And he's a Christian. And so, you know, he was hired to come and do a certain thing, and he did it. Yeah, he's saved. Go to his Instagram. Check out that. You know, just see what he does. I mean, this is nothing new. This is, you know what I mean? So, John H. said, John the Baptist didn't have no shirt on baptizing all them folks.
Come on.
Listen, he's a performer. This is what he does. He does the sword thing. It's a circus act, theoretically. You know what I mean? And so, you know, he was hired to come do a job. He did his job. He's saved. He's Christian. You know, whatever the case may be. And for Mark to to reduce him to a stripper, and then to attach that Jezebel thing to him when he's promoting a book that deals with the Jezebel thing, it's a marketing ploy like nobody's business. That's crazy. But I just didn't like Mark trying to call that dude out publicly like that. You can't do that to people. People are people, right? People are real lives. These are real souls, right? So you can't just be coming after people like that. When you don't know them, don't have a relationship, maybe didn't talk to them behind the scenes, didn't even talk to the pastor of the joint behind the scenes when he had an opportunity to. It was out of order for Mark to do what he did. Now I understand from a machismo standpoint, because people get, that's Mark's wheelhouse too. It ain't just the Jezebel joint; it's the manpower machismo type joint. You know, that's Mark's thing too. You get it, you know, as with anything, you can take some truth from it all, but can all kind of get out of balance sometimes. But yeah, so that's why Mark apologized, because he was wrong. So you know, it is what it is. Who is playing with their mic? Pause. But listen.
Lost and found. Shut up. I'm talking about I know strippers when I see them.
Listen.
I'm weak.
But yeah, it's just, you know, I don't know.
And Kim, you're right. We do like drama. Black folk like the drama. One of my friends said, that's the white folk business. We need to stay out their business.
So one of your friends did say that?
We need to stay out their business.
But listen. And I think sometimes we miss it all, right? Because...
Yes, it was a men's conference, lost and found.
Yeah, it was a men's conference.
All men's.
So listen, we will like listen. There's no difference between the black community. I think Kevin on stage said this. There's really no difference between the black community and the white community. It's just oftentimes the black community knows about black stuff and what's going on with black stuff. The white community knows about white stuff and what's going on with white stuff. So tell me how any of the stuff that went off at this men's conference is any different than when we see Mike Todd pull off on a regular basis that is on a Sunday. How is it any different?
I don't feel like it's different at all, actually, because it was an illustration. It was literally an illustration.
All these illustrations, all this entertainment.
It was a lot.
Harleys,
a lot going on.
Monster trucks,
they
boxing.
Had the fire.
Yeah,
it was a lot.
How is this any different than some over elaborate Mike Todd sermon? Listen, these cats just have the budget to do this elaborate stuff. Mike Todd does, and obviously so does what's his name? Lindell. What's his name? Lindell. Yeah, and so does he. You know what I mean? So it ain't just a black thing. It ain't just a white. I'm just saying this is just what people do when they have the budget to do it.
And you know what I mean? Honestly feel like white people have a different, you know, the way they go about the theatrics, as Shannon called it. It's a little different. Yeah. It's a little different, and I'm not calling it right or wrong. I'm just it's just different. I don't know.
That's true. Yeah, because I remember the Power Team. Now that I think about it, they used to be the Power Team. They were like a group of bodybuilders.
Oh, like bodybuilders and wrestlers that would go around preaching and whatnot.
They were believers.
I used to love that. I've seen them, yeah. I used to love that as a kid. And so this is why I don't ever really, I'm not one who normally would come against, and I still don't, I'm not the one who comes against the level of entertainment that sometimes is used in these situations for whatever it's used for, whether it's to create an impact, whether it's to draw people in, whether it's whatever. I'm normally not one who gets all up in an uproar about that, understanding that some people need that level of entertainment and attention or whatever. I forgot all about what you just said. I forgot all about them, but as a kid, they made an impact on me. You know what I'm saying? Very loose because I forgot about them, but I remember that. I remember seeing them and being the place I saw the Power Team. Yes. The place I saw was a Power Team. It was a very small joint, very intimate setting, and all these bodybuilders in there with all these muscles. As kids, you look up to them and like, yo, I'd like to be like that. You know what I mean? And yet they for Christ. You feel what I'm saying? It was good stuff. You know what I mean? So
that's dope.
That's cool. Man, I forgot all about them. Good reference, Bree. But yeah, so to each his own, right? That's why there's a church on every corner. You need that entertainment and all that, go there. You know what I mean? You don't, and you want maybe something a little bit more meaty, as you might say, or whatever, go there. You know what I mean? Like there's so many different churches for
John.
Oh my God.
John ain't said the Power Team.
All y'all in this chat today.
Struggle with the steroid team.
Y'all gonna have me.
Yo, John, chill out. John is wild. Somebody said John go to bed. Listen. Oh man, listen. Oh man. So anyway, listen, and that's what
Tastemakers.
Class. We do more than make a living, we make a life. When everything is dark, we are the light. We are the tastemakers. Aight. Let tomorrow tell the stories that we make tonight. We do more than make a living, we make